What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mike J here. We drop the mic where we accept all opinions from all demographics. We don't discriminate. But before we get into this banger and introduce our special guest, if you can like, subscribe, and share the content, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, please go to the links in the bio. Thank you so much for your love and support. But without further ado, got my brother from another mother in the house, man. Philadelphia running back, Boston Scott. What's up, brother?
What's up, dog? Appreciate you having me on, man. I'm looking forward to this.
Oh yeah, man. I'm crunk, man. I'm crunk, man. Hey, just to start off though, man, tell everybody about yourself, where you come from, your roots, everything, man. We want to know about you, man.
Yeah, man. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That's where I was at for majority of my life, but we moved around a good bit after my parents separated. I've been all over the city, all over the state of Louisiana, but from Baton Rouge to Baker, Louisiana. I don't know, y'all probably never heard of that, but Shreveport, and then I ended up in Zachary, and that's where I finished off high school.
Right. Yeah, man. Well, people don't know, Boston and I was roommates at Louisiana Tech. So, could you tell them, your experience at Louisiana Tech, being a walk-on and earning your scholarship at Louisiana Tech? What that experience was like?
Yeah, for sure. So it's crazy because I didn't have any offers coming out of high school. I may have spoken to a coach from LC, which is Louisiana College, which is a D3 school in the Louisiana, in Pineville, Louisiana, which is another place that y'all probably never heard of. And then also I had a partial offer from an NAIA school in Kansas. It's called Tabor College. And wanted to go to a D1 school, wanted to stay in state. So, at the time I wanted to go into engineering. So I chose Louisiana Tech, and I was actually in the line for student orientation. And, I'm the type of guy that send out my film to all the colleges, all the D1 colleges. So I just sent everything out there, just seeing what would happen. And I was in a line for student orientation, and I ended up getting a call from one of the coaches. He didn't know that I was on campus. I got a call from one of the coaches asking me where I was at, and I was like, I'm on campus. And so he said, we want you to come in, we want you to walk on here. And so that's kind of where it started, man. And being able to be a part of the team, coming in as a freshman, 175 pounds, man, it was just, it was a lot at first, but your boy started off hot, grinding. With my boy Mike, he was my roommate, and yeah, man. So I was able to kind of work my way up the depth chart. Man, I went through some injuries and went through some adversity through the process. You know what I'm saying? Then your boy was not balling, because your boy was playing in school. So there are a lot of times and situations where my boy Mike would definitely have to help me out as far as food and having the basic necessities. But all of it, was a part of the process, man. And it really contributed to, what I needed to go through in order to, really not take what I have now for granted. But, I was able to work my way up through the depth chart, had a good running back in front of me. His name was Kenneth Dixon. He played with the Baltimore Ravens. And so, a lot of odds against me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Injuries, all that kind of stuff. But I was able to push through. I was able, my red shirt sophomore year, going into my redshirt junior year, I was able to earn a scholarship right before the New Orleans Bowl. And from there, continued to have the battle on the depth chart and earn my starting spot my senior year. And then eventually got the opportunity to get drafted. So, there's a lot more to it, but that's kind of just a little summary of what happened.
For sure. Shout out to Yvonne T. Shout out to DJ from DJ's Raw and Cut True. Shout out to J&J Video. Thank y'all for showing support and loving on us, man. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. So Boston, it's interesting you say that about the struggles of being a walk-on. I don't think a lot of people understand that, what that comes with, that having been in that experience, what the struggles are, not having the that scholarship to kind of back you with the financial aid and all that kind of stuff. That stuff just because the financial aid has to go towards the schooling, so you don't have the luxury of having it for yourself like a on scholarship athlete has. So those are really rough times, and I appreciate you being open to talk about that too, because that's a very, very, very hard situation. I remember last night we were just talking about it. He used to come in there and be like, "Hey man, can I get one of those burritos in there?"
One more burrito, dog. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, but you know what though, man? That's some humble stuff right there, man. And I appreciate you, man. You always stay grounded, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
What do you think made you who you are today as a man?
Yeah, man. Growing up, my mom was definitely my hero, man. She had the task as a single mother of raising me, my older brother, and my younger sister. You know what I'm saying? And so her sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff is just, it's incredible to really think about. But to be honest, as a man, you know what I mean, I would say first my relationship with Jesus Christ, man. That's a big part of shaping who I am as a man. And also him placing, father-like figures in my life that have allowed me to, continue to grow and learn things, but a lot of situations, I've had to learn on my own through experience, through poor decisions. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how, we came up, me and my older brother, you know what I'm saying? And so we kind of had to figure a lot of things out on our own. But I would definitely say the best decision that I've ever made in my life is committing my life to Jesus Christ. And so from there, you know what I'm saying, he's positioned people in my life that have been able to, invest in me, pour some wisdom into me, you know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
From there, that's been a big part of it. But it's definitely my relationship with Christ and just wanting to be able to put my kids, and my family in a situation where they don't have to grind it out and not know, if everything falls out, where to go next. You know what I'm saying? Because where I grow up, and where I grow up, you know what I'm saying, whenever you are faced with that position, and a lot of people in the community of Baton Rouge are faced with that, you never know where you might end up, and so
Right.
it's definitely big, man. I just say it's a lot, it's a lot of favor. God's given me the work ethic to continue to work, but it's a lot of favor, man, that I've been able to land where I've landed and to be surrounded with the people that I'm surrounded with. So, it's definitely about proving the people in my corner right rather than proving the doubters wrong.
Correct, man. You always been grounded, man. You always been humble, man. I remember when we went to the FCA camp when we was at La Tech, and you were so involved, and I learned what you don't know is I learned a lot from you, man. Because there's not a lot of dudes that are able to stay grounded, humble, and keep doing what they doing and keep pressing forward. You're a strong brother, man. And I appreciate you, man, for real. But what was it like? What was it like the minute you knew you were going to the NFL? Like, how was your family? How was your friends? What was your mindset?
Most definitely. So it was actually my birthday weekend, and I was in a relationship at the time, so I was at a birthday dinner, at a birthday lunch with my family, friends, and all that kind of stuff, and we were just sitting around. It was day three, and at the time, everybody's Saints fans and whatnot. And so, at the time, the girl that I was with, her dad would continually make jokes saying, "Oh, they're gonna go for him right here. They're gonna go for him right here." It's like the first time. And I was telling myself, I remember the conversation that I had with my strength conditioning coach, just saying, like, if I get my foot in the door, you got to make the most of it, make the most of the opportunity, get a tryout, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not expecting, anything over the top. I'm just expecting it to be the same as it's always been. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a situation and have to work my way up, work my way in. But I knew if I got an opportunity, I would do the most with it. So I really wasn't trying to watch the draft like that. And I remember everybody goes their separate ways, and we get into the car. And the guy is still saying, "Oh, they're gonna get him here. Oh, they're gonna get him here." And then the sixth round comes around, and it's the New Orleans Saints pick. And I get a call from a 504 number, and I'm like, "Hey, what family member is this?" You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some long lost cousin that's hitting me up or something like that. And I I answer the phone and it's Sean Payton, you know what I mean? And so I talked to Sean Payton, I talked to Mickey Loomis, I talked to I think the running backs coach too. And it was, I mean, it was just, I was in shock, you know what I mean? Because like I said, the expectation wasn't, you know, it was like a tryout, free agency, you know, undrafted free agent. And so to get that call, man, it was a dream come true, man. And it was just, I don't know what to say, dog. I was just in shock, though. And I was just kind of like, you know, I spent a little time just kind of soaking it in and just, you know, I was just like, all right, you know, I mean, I got drafted, but the work is just beginning. So, yeah, I mean, but it was an incredible feeling.
You that just gave you a whole new energy shift, didn't it? Like it's like, you know, I'm already working hard, but now I got to take it to another level.
Yep.
And yeah, that's awesome, man. You know, yeah, I know your lovely mom and dad, man. They've always been in your corner, man. And shout out to them, man. Shout out to them, man. They got a great son. Hold on a second. Cash at the GOAT. He also said still of the 6th round, 100. Yeah. Shout out to Cash, man. He right about that, man. So one of the big questions, because you were drafted by the Saints. What was it like playing with Drew Brees in your first season as a New Orleans Saints in your hometown? And did you learn any lessons from him?
Yeah, man, I was able to, you know, you have these greats that, you know, you see on TV and you see, you know, they have a lot of success in the league, but it's kind of different and it's kind of cool to get the perspective of, you know, what they do day to day. And so I got drafted, and then that summer, Drew actually flew me out to San Diego, and I was able to, you know, really get some workouts in with him. I was there with Michael Thomas. Traquan Smith was in my draft class, and then that's where I met Darren Sproles for the first time. So, like I said, growing up, we were Saints fans. So the first time I saw Drew Brees and Darren Sproles and Mike T in the same spot, I'm like, these dudes are floating, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, them boys weren't even walking around in my mind. But now I got it out of my system, dog. I was like, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, oh wait, I'm in this too now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, just being able to see Drew and Darren and Mike T and those guys and just see how they approach work every day, you know, seeing the routine, that was definitely big for me, you know what I'm saying? Because
I've
had the opportunity to hear a lot, you know, now where I'm at today, and all the greats, you know, Michael Jordan, you know, Steph Curry, you know, LeBron, those guys they have the success that they do because of a consistent routine. You know what I'm saying? And so just being able to watch Drew through his routine, you know, he did the same thing every single day. It didn't matter, you know, he would make a throw and then he would still, you know, have the same mechanics as if he was making the throw, but he's going through the progression. Boom, every time, you know. And so it was definitely cool to see and learn from a guy like that. You know, he taught me a lot, man. He taught me a lot about just technique, taught me a lot about the way to run routes and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, great dude. You know, I learned a lot from, and I still learn a lot from those guys to this day.
And that's dope, man, because, you know, you're learning from a great, a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. And that's so good that you got that experience with him and with Darren Sproles, Michael Thomas. You know, these are all going to be Hall of Fame ballot kind of players. I'm glad you brought up Darren Sproles because I had a question for you. What is your response to folks that think that you guys are very similar? Because, you know, y'all both are pretty similar heights and everything, and you know, shifty, quick, you know, obviously have your own style of game, but what is your response to that?
Man, it's definitely humbling, you know what I mean? And the first thing that comes to mind is, you know what I'm saying, put some respect on that dude's name because I'm going into year 4. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate the comparisons, you know, and I take it all day, you know what I'm saying? Because if GMs and head coaches in the league are saying this guy's like Darren Sproles, you know what I'm saying? I take that all day,
right?
You know, but at the end of the day, you know, I learned from them. You know, there are plenty of backs that, you know, that are similar in stature to me that I try and, you know, learn from what they do well and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I want to be the best Boston Scott I can be. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely feel like, you know, I want to bring as much as I can to the table, but I'm definitely learning. I'm definitely have learned. I'm definitely continuing to learn from D Sproles and what he's been able to do on the field, top 5 all time, all purpose yards, a big time track record, big time resume, like you said, a Hall of Famer and without a doubt. But like I said, I want to be the best Boston Scott I can be, but I definitely appreciate the comparison. I'll take that.
For sure. That's love. Shout out to Darren Sproles. So what do you think about, the shift from college football to the NFL when it comes to athleticism, when it comes to the game speed? What are the differences to you personally when you have been on the field?
Yeah, man, I feel, coming up out of Conference USA, man, we had some opportunities to play some SEC teams and stuff like that. But, I truly believe like when you get to that level, it's all about how you prepare, what I'm saying? How you prepare yourself for what you're about to step into, because I mean, the speed is definitely different. And so with that, I knew, what can I do to control, what can I do to make the experience easier for me? You know what I'm saying? What can I do to give myself the best opportunity to maximize on my chances? And so, the biggest thing for me, is being able to comprehend and adapt to the playbook, and I knew, coming in as a rookie, you're going to have to adjust to a lot of things. You have to adjust to the speed. You're going to have to adjust to, the coaching with the technique. You know what I'm saying? So I had to make sure that I stayed on top of, learning, because at the end of the day, like you said, the physicality is at, it's elite, you're with the best ever, so everybody's as fast, everybody's as strong, everybody's bigger than me, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it truly, it sounds cliche because you hear it on all levels, but it really comes into play, obviously high school, college, but even more so in NFL, just focusing on the little things, man. Focusing on the little things. Those are the things that determine whether you go on and, play in a Super Bowl or not, and so, yeah, man, it's just adjusting to that, but I definitely made sure that I learned, so that I can play fast. And then I just have to, then adjust to what I'm seeing in front of me. It's one thing not know what you're doing, and then you have to adjust to the speed of the game, and it can definitely overwhelm guys, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's something that I knew that I could control, and so that's something that I really took seriously, and I made sure that I knew what I was doing for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Stepping into that situation, so I feel like it definitely helped me out. I was able to make some noise early on throughout camp into the preseason, but I would say the biggest part of it was me knowing what to do, and then letting the instincts and the talent take over from there.
For sure. And another huge part of it is the film room too, right? Just breaking down that film and seeing how people operate so you can know how to attack them. And, you've always been good with that, brother, man. That's what's up. Hey, shout out to Boston Coach Scott. Best player in the NFL. Go. You got a fan right here, man. That's what's up, man. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you, brother. Much love to you. Yeah, man. Now you play for the Philadelphia Eagles. What has been your experience at the Philadelphia Eagles? Your ups and downs, things you want to improve on. Let us know what you think about that.
Yeah, man, I would just say, I've been incredibly blessed, man, with the locker rooms that I've been able to step into. New Orleans had an incredible locker room, great leaders, great guys. And same thing with Philadelphia Eagles, man. There hasn't been any situations where, and I know with the media and everything with this past season, there was a bunch being said, everybody has a narrative. Everybody, wants it to be dysfunctional and all that kind of stuff, so that they can get clicks. But at the end of the day, man, every locker room that I've been in so far has been close knit. The guys have been quality guys, and it's been cool, man. And whenever I got to Philadelphia, they welcomed me in with open arms. I felt like I was a part of the family as soon as I stepped foot in the locker room, and got the opportunity at the end of my rookie year to get some playing time, get some love. And then just continue to work from there. You know what I'm saying? Darren Sproles had come back that next year, which is 2019. And so, I got put on the practice squad, and then I was able to be promoted later on in the season whenever some guys went down, and that's where I kind of got my opportunity to start contributing a little bit more. Ended up ending out that season pretty well, and then the next year, which is this past season, got the opportunity to come back, continue to grind, continue to work, and I was an active roster for the entire year. So it's definitely been a great experience, man. A lot that I feel I need to continue to work on. But again, it comes back to your football IQ. You know what I mean? You're always a student of the game. You're always learning more. There's always something that you can learn. And I feel like the more you learn, the more you know. You can put yourself in better situations and better positions to be able to be successful. So definitely, I would say if there's anything that I need to improve on the most, is definitely just football IQ and understanding more about the game.
Understood. So who's your mentors in the NFL or on the Philadelphia Eagles? Like, who are you looking out and reaching out to, trying to get an understanding of the NFL and how you can maneuver through there and be effective?
Yeah, there have been a lot of guys that that have given me snippets of wisdom here and there. When I was at the Saints, Mark Ingram was right there in my corner whenever I was going through the practice squad thing and working my way on the depth chart and all that kind of stuff. He was there for me. Ben Watson, big time. Just so much wisdom. One of the most intelligent guys that I've met. I would have conversations with Drew here and there. Spoke with Alvin Kamara a couple of times, and then whenever I went to the Philadelphia Eagles, Zach Ertz was a big time help. Jordan Matthews, having conversations with Greg Ward, Carson, just a bunch of, Darren Sproles. The list goes on and on, man. And, guys get I feel like athletes in general, professional athletes, athletes in general, man, get a bad rep because, people think that we're just limited to, throwing a football, catching a football, running up the field and smashing into each other.
Up and dribble.
To be honest, man, I've met a lot of people. I've come into contact with a lot of people, and some of the most impressive individuals, not just in the game, but outside of it, are the guys that I've been in the locker room with. Just their involvement in the community. Just who they are as people. How they take care of their families, how they take care of people outside of their families. You know what I'm saying? And to have all the pressure and the weight on your shoulders of this performance culture, where people are saying this and that about fantasy and all this kind of stuff, there's just a lot that comes with it. And for guys to have, all the resources that they need, they could just say, I'm in the NFL, I'm making a bunch of money. I could just sit on my couch and I would be just fine. I would go to sleep just fine at night. But no, guys are passionate about being involved in their communities. They know that what they've received is a blessing, and because of that, they're getting involved. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I have the utmost respect, and that's not to talk down on anybody else outside of, professional sports or whatever, but I have the utmost respect for guys that, are able to play at a high level. They're at the top. They're at the top. They're elite. They're in the NFL. They're the best of the best. But at the same time, with the pressure that comes with it and the criticism and all that kind of stuff, they continue, despite that, to be involved, to speak out on issues that are going on in the world. You know what I mean? I have the utmost respect for guys that go through that.
For sure. Shout out to DJ from DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. He said, even as a Cowboys fan, I appreciate Boston's journey. He's a dog.
Yes, sir.
Dog.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he is. Louisiana Tech Bulldog for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought the media. As you know, and everyone knows, the media, they clout chase. Let's be honest. They clout chase and they try to clickbait and all that kind of stuff. How is it dealing with the media? Because this setting right here is a lot different. We're not asking uncomfortable questions or unreasonable questions. How is it dealing with the media, and then kind of how does that mess with your psyche when because I know a lot of players in today's game and sports, NBA, all that, they don't like the media because they think that they're doing a little too much. What do you think about that?
Yeah, man, I think it's just all about how you carry yourself, and because at the end of the day, what helps me, it's their job. You know what I mean? And so my
Right.
value isn't in the sport that I play. What I'm saying, my identity isn't in the sport that I play. So there's not really a question that you can ask me or ask about that's just, that's going to cause me to, flash out or get beside myself or take me out of character. Because I know at the end of the day, it's their job, and that's kind of what helps me, stay at bay. But like I said, I mean, it's their job to find something juicy. It's their job to,
Right.
sometimes even create a narrative that, gets them more attention, that appeals to their audience or whatever. So, but it's all about how you carry yourself, and I think that there's definitely thought that needs to go into it so that you can protect yourself from being put in, situations where you say something that you regret, because at the end, like, all it takes is just a little bit, what I'm saying one thing here, saying one thing there, in this day and age of social media, anything can be taken out of context and, twisted to fit a narrative. And so it's just all about how you definitely think about what you're about to say. Don't let your emotions get involved, and
Right.
what I'm saying, just be respectful, So that's what I try and do. I try and stay out of, what people are talking about, saying this about your performance, saying that about your performance, because they don't go through what you go through, you know what I'm saying? And so
Correct.
you can say whatever you want about, my performance or what I've done, oh, he's a practice squad, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know what I mean? That doesn't really affect me. It's something that I've heard all my life. So I mean, I just charge it to the game, man. That's just more motivation for me. So
Yeah. And what I love about you is what you just said. You're not being sensitive. You understand that it comes with the game, and that's their job, and you keep it pushing, because we do got some clownery going on. Let's just be honest. But shout out to Hoop Jargon. He said, "What's up, Mike? New Media. What's up, brother?" Shoot. Shout out to Boston Goat Scott. Philly media is the toughest on the tough. They go after anyone for one little mistake or whatever it is. And you can. What you think about that?
hey, that's the media, bro. That's how it is. That's how
For
it is.
sure. Shout out Hoop Jargon, grown man mentality. Yep. Shout out PJ3, good stuff. Shout out Boston Goat Scott, amazing mentality. So, you guys went 4-11-1 this past season.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's probably not the turnout that you wanted in the NFC East. So what is your approach? What is y'all's approach going into the season this year? What are your goals and aspirations for this season? And what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to avoid happening that happened last year to make this season a better one?
Yeah, man. I think that, obviously the ultimate goal is to win a Super Bowl, but I think that it's important to focus on the process of getting there. You know what I mean? Like it's important to set your goals, goals that you can set your sights on throughout the year. But I think that it's important that you treat each week, you give your full effort, your full thought process. You give it to that 1 week, and that's it, man. Like every year is a new year. You know what I mean? It's very hard to win a game in the NFL, and it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter what you did the year previously. It doesn't matter. That stuff does not matter. It's a new year, new faces, new players, or sometimes new coaching staffs, and set your goals, I mean, set what you want to achieve, but you treat just 1 week at a time, man. 1 week at a time, and that's how I feel like you need to approach it, man. You got to hold each other accountable, whenever you see something that's counterproductive to the team and counterproductive to the mission and the vision. You have to hold people accountable, but also you got to know that whenever you do want to hold somebody accountable, there's going to be 20 sets of eyes looking right back at you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it's all about just holding each other accountable, having fun, zeroing in on the details. Cause like I said, that's what it's all about at this level. you're with the elite of the elite, and so there's a very small percentage, of guys that are just athletic freaks, genetic specimens that can just come through and not really focus in on the little things and just be able to be great. That's what the great teams have to do, man. It's 22 guys on the field, man, that focus into the fundamentals and are able to do that under pressure in high pressure situations over and over again. That's the league is just about consistency. That's what I've learned, at least so far. And so,
For sure.
you can always continue to work on that. There's still plenty that I need to continue to work on as far as consistency. But yeah, this past season, it was just bad football. Bad football. And it's no one person's fault. In each game that you break down, there's one person here, one person there, one person here. You know what I'm saying? So it's a team thing. We win as a team, we lose as a team. And it was just last year was just bad football. You know what I'm saying? And so those are just things that we got to continue to try to correct and get better. But I'm excited about this year and what we have in front of us.
Well, I just want to say that's a hell of a response, one, because you're definitely saying you said a word that I'm very passionate about, which is accountability. And I think in our world today we lack that accountability. So I love that you said that. Boston Goat Scott asked a great question. He said, "Any thoughts on the Eagles trading, moving back to 12, and who you personally would want them to take now?"
Yeah, man, I want them to take a baller. That's it. Point blank, period. You know what I mean? Just a baller. That's it. Somebody that can come in and help us.
For sure. Hoop Jargon asks, how does he feel about the Jalen area now that Wentz is gone?
Yeah, man. So shout out to Carson, man. He's definitely a hard worker. He's a professional, man. And I wish him nothing but the best as he goes to Indianapolis, man. I think it's going to be a good environment for him with Frank Reich over there. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he balls out. They have a great defense. They have great pieces on offense. And so I'm excited about the opportunity that's getting. But Jalen definitely is a hard worker, man. You hear a lot about his story at Alabama and Oklahoma and the adversity that he's battled through. And man, I have a lot of respect for him. I've been able to get some workouts in with him this offseason. I was in Texas with him, getting some work in, and just the way that he carries himself, for him to be, as young as he is, man, and to have that mentality of just wanting to be a teacher, even we have a new system that we're stepping into and everything like that. And, he's teaching as he throws, he's teaching situations, he's teaching terminology. And those are all the qualities that you need, the intangibles as a quarterback in order to take command of an offense, and some of the guys that we have like on the offensive line and things like that, it's going to be a lot of veteran presence, you know what I mean? And so just the way that he carries himself, you can definitely tell that there's, a lot of respect in the locker room for him, for him to step into the opportunity of playing the number one defense in the league at the time against the New Orleans Saints, his first start, and to bring him down, man, that's a testament to, his preparation, his ability. And he's an incredible worker. So, I'm excited about, him being able to get his opportunity and his shot to lead the team. And, I'm looking forward to, what he's able to do, because we know what he's about. We know what he's about. We're just ready for him to be able to show the world what he's about.
That's what's up, man. And shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. H-Town in the house, man. I'm from H-Town too. So, I definitely been watching him, man. Proud of what he's doing for the community and just, for the league. That's dope. My final question for you, brother. I know people want to know this. So well, actually, let me ask Hoop Jargon's question real quick. How does he feel about losing to the Cowboys 2 years in a row for the rest of his career?
Hey, it ain't gonna happen, bro. It ain't gonna happen, dog. Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. Hey, I was waiting on a little something. I knew.
Yeah, somebody gonna throw a dart.
All of them. Yeah, dog. Hey, it ain't gonna happen, bro. But I'm definitely glad that y'all have an opportunity to go 0-17.
Oh man, hey man, I'm a Cowboys fan. Don't do us like that. Don't do us like that. But I definitely be rooting for you though, for sure. Boston Goat Scott said Jalen has loads of potential for sure. I really just hope the front office gives him a great opportunity for him to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah,
sure,
man.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hold on a second. Let me see here. He said, I think he means beating the Cowboys 2 times a year for the rest of his career. Ash. For sure, for sure. But I got a big question for you, man, because I know a lot of people want to know this. What is it like for you being an NFL player? And you know there's going to be gold diggers, females throwing themselves at you guys, and is it hard to find a special person because you know you don't know if it's real or not? Like, so is that hard in the NFL, in the athlete realm? You know?
Yeah, man. I definitely say, like, man, I'm always so happy for the guys that are able to, step into that opportunity, going into the NFL with someone, that they've been with, through the process. You know what I mean? When they've seen them at their lowest, when they've seen them go through the grind, go through the struggle, because whenever you step into that lifestyle and into that realm, man, it's so hard to know, what people's intentions are. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many ulterior motives. People that want to get something out of you, you know what I mean? And people do a real good job of making it hard for you to be able to discern, what's real and what's not. You know what I mean? So it definitely is hard, it can definitely be confusing, and unfortunately, it can get a lot of guys, it can get a lot of dudes, but, the main thing for me that's kind of helped me, the main thing that's helped me, one, is my relationship with Jesus Christ, man, but also, you are who you hang around, dog, you know what I'm saying? And so who you have in your circle and who you're communicating with consistently, those habits that are in that circle, you know what I'm saying, what the dudes do or whoever's in that circle, what happens in that circle, it's gonna leak into your life, you know what I'm saying? And so as you step into this lifestyle of, ups and downs and, the most money that you've ever seen and, the most anything that you've ever seen, it can definitely be tough, you know what I'm saying? But you definitely got to make sure that you're surrounded with the right people, and just stay grounded, man. Stay grounded. And I'll be asking God just to give me discernment, give me the strength, give me the peace in order to make those decisions and those choices the right way. It is definitely tough. It is definitely tough, man. You think about guys going into the league, as rookies, you know what I'm saying? I was a little bit older getting drafted, but, guys going into the league 20, 21, 22 years old, man, and they're stepping out of situations where they didn't really have much, you know what I'm saying? They haven't really seen much. And then they're stepping into situations where they have the most money they've ever had, the most attention they've ever had, and without direction or a vision, or having, somebody mentoring them or in that, or, kind of in their ear, it can be a recipe for disaster, you know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, man, it's about who you surround yourself with. But it can definitely be hard to discern intentions, and it'd be naive of me to say I haven't struggled with that here and there with, the people that I've come into contact with, but it's just something that you got to battle through, something that you got to fight through. And one of the biggest things that I've taken away from it, man, is just regardless, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you do something for somebody, for an organization, make sure it's something that you want to do, you know what I'm saying? And that nothing is tied to it, man. That's why I always, say, like, man, don't worry about things being reciprocated. I see it too many times on social media and stuff, like, people say, like, oh, I had to change the way I looked at life because, I expected me from other people, or, things that I've done for people aren't reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? If you go into it with that transaction mindset, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for disaster. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so hard to ever know, what people's true intentions are.
Correct.
That's why, for me, like, when I do something for somebody or do something for an organization or get involved, I might not even remember. Now, part of that is taking these hits, but part of that also is I just do it because I want to. You know what I'm saying? I do it because I want to. And there's a lot of peace in that, man. There's a lot of peace in that. So it's whenever you showing love, man, you need to show love with no strings attached. Not just for that person, but also for your own, state of mind, for your peace.
Correct. And I'm gonna throw you a curveball real quick, just because we're on this topic. Have you heard the situation? Well, it's not a situation, but have you heard about LaMelo Ball from the Hornets and adult film star Tiana Trump possibly together?
I have not.
So what do you think about athletes? I know I wasn't gonna ask a question, but like, what do you think about athletes that are getting into these, whatever you want? We'll Jada Pinkett Smith it, entanglements. What do you think about them getting into these entanglements with adult film stars?
Man, it's for me, what I'm saying? It's not really, I don't really feel it's my place to speak on the situation, because again, whenever it comes to the media and what people have gone through, you don't know what people be going through. You don't know what's on people's minds or what's on people's hearts. I don't know either of the individuals, you know what I mean? So that's why, this day and age of social media is it can be so toxic, you know what I'm saying? Because people don't know nothing about, what people are going through, where they come from, what they've been brought up in, and they have everything to say about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In situations like that, man, again, all I can say is, I just hope that he has people around him that are steering him in the right direction. You know what I mean? And whatever his foundation is, I hope that he's staying true to that, staying true to himself. Then that's all I got to say.
That's a positive response, my brother. I like that. Let me read these. Let me read these last comments off, and then we're gonna wrap it up, brother. From Boston Goat Scott, is there any number that Boston would consider switching to if this rule the Chiefs propose allows running backs to wear single digits, or any number for that matter?
Yeah, man. So in college, my number was 30, and so the story behind it was, I was wearing 30, you know what I'm saying? Because, the zero at the end of it, I was a walk-on coming in. So usually as a walk-on, you're considered and viewed as like a zero, you know what I'm saying? You're expendable, blah, 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 this and that. And so going through my process at Louisiana Tech, I wanted to eventually, because you can wear single digit numbers in college, eventually I wanted to like take the zero away and just be number 3. That was what was on my mind, because I wanted to go with my story, all that kind of stuff, 30 for 30, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, but yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted the story to go like. But if they did get this approved and all that kind of stuff, I would try and get my hands on 3.
Okay, for sure. 3. That's what's up. That's what's up. J&J Video said, I know that feeling in my brother. DJ from DJ's Raw and Cut True said, I respect that response. For sure. But I just want to let everyone in the chat know, thank y'all so much. But I want y'all to know that this dude right here is a great dude, man. Great dude. You don't meet too many people like this. And, I know so many dudes in the NFL, but this is the only one that really pick up the phone and say, hey, Mike, what's up, man? Or, I really appreciate him staying grounded, humble. Like, you don't have that too much. A lot of people forget that they started in the same setting, poverty and all that kind of stuff. They don't understand that we all come from that situation. So, to stay grounded, brother, man, I appreciate you, man. For real, man. I really do appreciate you, man. Got a lot of love for you, man. I'm rooting for you. Rooting for your season. And now when y'all play the Cowboys, though, I'm gonna show both of y'all love.
Hey, nobody's exempt, bro. Nobody's exempt.
I'm gonna show both of y'all love, though. That's why I was gonna wear my Cowboy jersey, but out of respect, I wanted to show you love. It ain't about me. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everything you're doing for the community, man. I appreciate your dedication to Christ, brother. And it's all love over here, man. Thank you so much, man. To everyone in the chat, man, thank y'all for joining us. If you can like, subscribe, and share the content. And once again, if you would like to donate to the channel, please do so by going to the links in the bio. Thank y'all so much for joining us, man. It's all love. Be easy.
Appreciate it.